The topic of remarriage can be a sensitive and personal one for many individuals. While divorce and remarriage have become more common in our society, it is important to consider what the Bible says about remarriage. First, it is important to recognize that the Bible does not condone divorce. In Malachi chapter 2, verse 16, God says, "I hate divorce." Divorce was never God's intention for marriage, which is meant to be a lifelong commitment between one man and one woman. However, the Bible does recognize that human brokenness and sin can lead to divorce. In Matthew chapter 19, verse 3 to 9, Jesus is asked about divorce, and he responds by saying that in the beginning, God intended for marriage to be a lifelong commitment. He goes on to say that divorce was permitted in the past because of the hardness of people's hearts, but that anyone who divorces their spouse and marries another commits adultery. While Jesus is clear that remarriage after divorce is generally not in alignment with God's original plan for marriage, there are a few circumstances in which remarriage is permitted. In 1 Corinthians chapter 7, verse 10 to 11, Paul advises that those who are married should not divorce their spouse, but if they do, they should either remain unmarried or reconcile with their spouse. If they choose to remarry, they should only marry another believer. Additionally, in cases where one spouse has committed sexual immorality, Jesus says that divorce and remarriage is permitted in Matthew chapter 19, verse 9. This exception recognizes the pain and betrayal that can result from infidelity. It is also important to note that while the Bible provides guidelines for remarriage, it is ultimately up to each individual to seek guidance and discernment from God in their own personal situation. It is crucial to approach remarriage prayerfully, seeking God's will and wisdom. In conclusion, while the Bible does not condone divorce or remarriage, it does recognize the reality of human brokenness and sin. The Bible provides guidelines for remarriage in certain circumstances, but ultimately, it is up to each individual to seek God's guidance and wisdom in their own personal situation. As Christians, we are called to prioritize the lifelong commitment of marriage and seek to honor God in all aspects of our lives.